I work front desk at a private clinic in Amsterdam. One afternoon, an American woman came rushing through the doors, limping, clutching her ankle, looking like she'd escaped a disaster. I need a doctor. Now. I have insurance, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, Platinum Plan. I assured her the doctor would be available shortly, but she wasn't hearing anything. She tossed her insurance card on my desk. Then her credit card. Then her passport. Whatever it costs. I'll pay. Just help me. I explained the doctor was finishing with another patient and would be free in about 10 minutes. She stared at me as though I'd suggested we wait an hour. I analyze real-world healthcare reactions for a living, so you don't have to. Subscribing gets you every bizarre case like this. 10 minutes? My ankle could be broken. In the US, emergencies get treated instantly. I glanced at her foot. She was standing on it. Walking on it. Barely swollen. Miss, if you're able to stand, don't tell me about my body. She pulled out her phone and started recording. I'm documenting this. This is what happens in countries with socialized medicine. You forget how to treat people. The doctor came out early just to stop the scene. Examined her ankle. Sprain, not fracture. Gave her ice and painkillers. Total cost, €48. She stared at the bill like it was written in a secret code. That's it? For a doctor visit? When I confirmed it, she narrowed her eyes. What's the trap? Will you mail me hidden fees later? No trap. That was the price. She paid, suspicious the entire time. Left us a 1-star review claiming we couldn't be real doctors because real medicine costs thousands. A lot of American tourists arrive convinced that cheap care must be bad care. A man walked into our Stockholm pharmacy with a prescription from his US doctor. Antibiotics for a sinus infection, nothing complicated. I rang it up. 85 krona, I said. About $8. He laughed. No, seriously, what's the actual price? I showed him the register. He went quiet, then suspicious. These are generic? Knockoffs? I only take brand name. I explained they were the same antibiotics he'd get in the States, just without the markup. In America, this prescription is $200. You're telling me Sweden sells them for $8? Not Sweden. Same manufacturers. Different pricing rules. He didn't buy it. Checked the bottle. Checked for typos. Googled our pharmacy. Finally paid, holding the bottle like contraband. This feels illegal. 2 days later he returned asking to buy 10 more boxes to bring home. I told him prescriptions don't work like that. He offered €100 cash under the table. Come on, American insurance is a scam. Let me stock up. I refused. He complained to management for, quote, gatekeeping cheap medicine. Last I saw him, he was taking photos of our storefront, probably preparing a Facebook conspiracy post. I'm an administrator at a hospital in Berlin. An American couple rushed into the ER because their toddler had a fever. We checked vitals, gave fever reducers, monitored for an hour. Fever dropped. No emergency. The father kept asking about the bill. When do we pay? Now or later? I told him if travel insurance didn't handle it, they'd get an invoice. How much? Give me a number. Maybe around €100. He turned to his wife. Did you hear that? €100. That's like $110. His wife started crying, not from relief but confusion. But Johnny had an IV. Tests. 2 doctors. In Florida, that's thousands. I explained our system works differently. He didn't relax, he grew more suspicious. What's the scam? Nobody gives IV fluids for $100. What aren't you telling us? He demanded itemized receipts before we'd even billed anything. Wanted to inspect the IV certification. Wanted proof our doctors had real medical degrees. I showed him the doctor's credentials, trained at Charité, one of Europe's best hospitals. He Googled it right in front of me. Okay, but why is it so cheap? Because that's how the system is built. We'll get a second opinion once we're home. Something's off. 2 weeks later, their invoice arrived. €94. The father called our billing office asking if we'd made a mistake. I work at a walk-in clinic in Prague. An American came in with a cut on his hand, needed stitches but not serious. Standard routine: clean, numb, stitch. 15 minutes. Before we even began, he asked, "Do you take Visa? I've got $3,000 credit free." I told him it'd be about 1,200 koruna. He blinked. "What's that in dollars?" 55. He laughed nervously. 55 for stitches? Are you sewing me with fishing line? Same medical sutures as everywhere. He inspected every supply like he expected rust. Made me show him the lidocaine vial. Checked the expiration date. Asked if I'd actually gone to medical school. I pointed to my certifications on the wall. He photographed them. Just verifying. In the US, stitches cost at least $800. 50 sounds shady. Not shady, just different economics. He recorded the entire procedure for evidence. Paid the $55, still suspicious. Asked for extra bandages because you probably can't afford follow-up care. He later posted a TripAdvisor review warning Americans that Czech stitches were too cheap to trust. I manage a dental clinic in Copenhagen. An American woman needed an emergency tooth extraction, cracked molar, infected, painful. We could do it the same day. She asked the price before sitting down. I told her, 2,000 kroner. Around $300. She went pale. That's extremely cheap. What's wrong with it? Nothing. Routine extraction, anesthesia, antibiotics, follow-up included. In Texas, this costs $3,000. And that's with insurance. She started crying, actual tears. I've been in pain for weeks because I couldn't afford this back home. I could have flown here and still saved money. Pretty much. She grew angry at her own system. Denmark can do this for $300, but Texas charges 10 times that? We did the extraction. She paid. Sat in the waiting room afterward, stunned. I just got dental surgery for less than my car payment. She asked if she could come twice a year for cleanings, fly here for appointments. She did the math. Honestly, it's still cheaper than US dental insurance. She left a 5-star review but wrote 3 paragraphs ranting about American dental prices. I'm a paramedic in Switzerland. We got a call for an American tourist experiencing chest pain. Turned out to be a severe anxiety attack, but protocol required we take him to the hospital. In the ambulance, he kept asking about cost. How much is this ride? The ER? I don't have international insurance. I told him to focus on breathing, but he couldn't. An ambulance in the US is at least $2,000. The ER is $10,000. I can't afford this. His panic attack was about healthcare costs and his health. At the hospital, they did an EKG, blood work, chest x-ray, everything normal. Gave meds. Monitored him for 2 hours. Discharged. Bill, 4,000 francs, about $4,500. He saw it and spiraled again. I knew it. This will ruin me financially. I explained that in the US, the same treatment would cost $30,000 or more. He froze. 30,000? Most people don't realize European healthcare flips the American model. Ambulance. Tests. Medication. Monitoring. 30,000 minus 50,000 in the US. He stared at his bill. So, Switzerland basically saved me 25 grand. Pretty much. He sat on the curb outside and laughed until he cried. Paid on a payment plan. Later mailed a thank you card saying, "You charged me a reasonable price for saving my life. That shouldn't feel revolutionary." I handle pharmacy intake in Toronto. An American man drove across the border just to buy insulin. We verified his US prescription and sold him a 3-month supply for the Canadian price. $900. This is for 3 months? he asked. Yes. He showed me his US receipts. Same insulin. Same quantity. $6,000. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. I drive 5 hours round trip every few months because, even with gas and time, I save $5,000. He'd been doing it for 2 years. That's not shopping around. That's survival, he said. My insurance covers nothing until I hit my deductible. My deductible is $8,000. He asked if we could ship to the US. I told him it was illegal. Then I'll keep driving. The alternative is rationing and hoping I don't die. People do die rationing insulin. He knew it firsthand. He'd ended up hospitalized once for stretching his supply. He thanked me as if I'd personally saved his life. I sold him insulin at normal prices. He left, loading enough medication in his car to stay alive for 3 more months. I watched him drive off, knowing he'd be back, even in winter, because affordable insulin shouldn't require crossing a border. I direct a clinic in Sydney. An American family came in, daughter having a severe asthma attack. Scary but treatable. We gave her a nebulizer, steroids, monitored her breathing. 2 hours later she was stable. The father approached me with his wallet out. Okay, hit me. What's the damage? I handed him the bill. $340 Australian. This covers everything? The doctor, meds, equipment, room, all of it. He sat down in a chair, stunned. His wife joined him. In Colorado, this exact thing happened last year, he whispered. Same treatment. Same outcome. The bill was $18,000. Insurance paid part. They paid $6,000 out of pocket. Their daughter was 8. Asthma wasn't going away. He was calculating how many attacks she might have, how many $18,000 bills they'd face, how long until debt swallowed them. We're still paying last year's attack on a credit card at 19% interest. His wife cried, not relief, but grief. We fly home in 3 days, she said, back to a system that charges $18,000 for breathing. He paused at the door before leaving. You probably think we're exaggerating, but you have no idea what it's like to choose between your child's health and financial disaster. I believed him. And that's the truth about these stories. They're funny, until you realize they're actually horror stories from a system where survival is priced like a luxury product. I'll keep documenting these moments, whether you subscribe or not, but subscribers stay 3 steps ahead of what most Americans think is normal. Maybe someday Americans won't panic about foreign medical costs. Maybe they'll just demand the same dignity.